Hello, it's Jane here. Welcome and welcome back. Uh, I'm doing this kind of video. I'm in the space where I want to be more intentional at my living. Uh, Basically, go on a journey to be intentional living. So, just a background: I'm 41 year old. I was born in Kenya. I've lived in UK for 18, 19 years. But I'm at the start of my career, so I recently qualified as a doctor and I'm currently a junior doctor, and I would like that I feel that this is the career I want to do for the rest of my working life. And I am committed to it, but I would want to progress by educating myself more in it. But I do exist in a family. I have a husband, I have a child, I have a mother, I have brothers. No brothers, one brother, and I have a niece and nephews. I also exist in a household, and I also want to have a peace of mind. I do exercise every day, currently on 75 hard, and if this sounds like there's a lot of things happening and I'm not on top of it, and it sounds like it's all confusing and everything is everywhere, that is exactly how my life feels like at the moment. And so I want to go on this journey where everything is more in its own place and everything is getting the attention it deserves without taking away from another area of my life. I don't want to be doing things last minute. I don't want to be in a rush to do things. And I'm at the space where currently my stress level feels managed, but I don't want to be there. I want to be at a place where I'm not stressed. I don't want to manage my stress by moving things about. I want to know where everything is and be calm and know I'm proactive about my stress rather than reacting to things. So I have tried to do this before. My son turned 9 years not too long ago, and before he was born, I did start an intentional living. Well, it was more of a minimalist journey, but this is going to be more than that. And I did a whole declutter and tried to rationalize my cleaning product, and that is still ongoing, but the minimalist thing fell off along the way. So what are we doing on this video? So on this video, I'm going to be looking at my life and looking at the different aspects of my life that are important to me. So the first thing is my family. My family is important to me, my husband, time with my child, and having an environment where everybody is at peace and we're able to thrive. But my family goes beyond that. There's my extended family that includes my husband's side of the family, who I'm very close with, and my mom who lives in Kenya. I have a brother and nephews and nieces, as I have said, but that tend to be a little bit more of a distance relationship, which I feel I could create time to bring in a little bit closer. So the second thing that is very important to me is stress and mental health. And this thing all coexists together, but I want to put stress as number two, because if my mental health is not in the right space, I'm not able to prioritize family or finances or anything else. I need to be in the right mental health, and when I'm stressed, everybody else in the family can be stressed. I don't want anybody walking on eggshells at all. And I find exercising daily helps. And I read quite a lot, and that helps as well. But as I said, I'm a junior doctor. The career can be stressful. I want to incorporate things like meditation. I have been doing a lot of solo walking, and I love that. It's very distressing, and I want to carry on with that. But at the moment, it seems to be sporadic. I can't say that word, but I want it to be more intentional, where I have dedicated time towards doing things by myself, because I know it helps with my mental health, but also not taking away from time from my family. So managing my stress levels is going to be the second thing. The third thing is finances. I'm not quite sure how I'm going to do the whole finance thing because it's interlinked to the activities we do as a family. It's interlinked with minimizing and the journey we're going on. But we're also intending to we're currently selling our house and buying a new house. And that is going to change how our financial landscape looks like. For the background, I've never paid mortgage. I don't currently pay rent because my husband owns our current house and he pays mortgage. Our mortgage, well, it's not our mortgage. His mortgage is like £400. And when I was in medical school, my husband paid most of the bills. My responsibility was to pay for my tuition fees and my cost of living, and this whole how the finances had been set up is still the same way. And since I started working 8 months ago, a significant portion of my money goes towards saving towards a house deposit. I am naturally a saver. I am not a spender, but that does not mean I don't like the good things in life. But I don't sit and go like, let's go on a shopping spree. That is not me. And so that is how our finance is currently set up. There's nothing. I haven't made an intention on where my money goes, apart from the specific savings I do. I save like £1,000 for mortgage, and that's going to go towards the house deposit and towards the future mortgage. And then I make savings for myself, I make savings for my son, and I do savings for the joint accounts as well. And outside that, everything else is now budgeted for. So I need to sit down and figure out my finances and figure out how my finances, fit in our future in terms of this new house we're getting and paying for that mortgage and how my finances fit in. As I said, I've not said before, but my husband is a builder. I am a doctor. He's self-employed. I am employed by NHS. So my name is on the mortgage, and we needed both of our salaries in to afford the house we're going into, and we need both our salaries to pay for the mortgage as well. Our mortgage is going to be around £1,500 a month, and currently I've been putting only £1,000. So I will need to adjust my budget to fit into that, because I want to go into the new mortgage with a mindset that I need to be able to pay 100% of the mortgage. At the moment, my husband and I decided we need to pay £1,000 each, which will be overpaying, but that's better than not by struggling for the mortgage. But I think I want to get into a space where I know I can pay for this mortgage by myself. And that's based on my own sanity, but also realizing my husband is self-employed and he's a builder. If something happens, I need to be able to carry this mortgage by myself. And I feel like that is more of a mindset and more of being proactive with budgeting at this point in life. But as an F1, my salary is going to increase as we go. So I feel I'll be able to accommodate that. And the £500 on top, I feel, even though it doesn't go towards the mortgage, I feel there's no harm in having that money in saving. It will give me a peace of mind. And so that is finances. The other thing, which is quite important to me, the second two, these two things go hand in hand. The first one is minimizing. And that involves minimizing in terms of my own consumption when it comes. I'm currently on a pantry challenge, and I am the person who goes shopping. I go shopping Costco a lot, but we just have a lot of food stuff in our house, and there's no reason for it. And that spreads into things like my child's book, his clothing, my husband's clothing. Now, I'm not trying to minimize my husband's clothing and shoes. That is his own journey, and he should be free to do as he wishes. But when it comes to my own clothing, I don't want to have as much. I don't want to have as many pair of shoes, and I want to minimize what foodstuffs I'm buying. I know I'm buying Costco, but the Costco is going to even be closer to me. It's going to be on my way home or to work from home. It's it's not going to be an extra trip. It's on my way home, so I should be able to go often if I need to. So when it comes to minimizing, I need to minimize what I have, and as I said, I went on a minimalist journey about 10, 15 years ago. No, 10, 12 years ago, and I remember, particularly in terms of my clothes, I went through all my clothes and I did like a capsule wardrobe where I used to buy a lot of clothes from Primark and Matalan, and there's nothing wrong with her. And at that point, I thought they were good quality, they looked good, but actually they did not last long. There was a lot of peeling, they were poor quality, the stitches were coming off. And so after I did that, I stopped buying clothes from fast fashion, and I started buying Marks and Spencer's clothes. And 10 years ago, I can assure you, Marks and Spencer's quality was much better than it is today. But it's a mind game. I've noticed with Marks and Spencer, you'll buy something which is very good quality, and it will go out of stock, and they'll bring it back online, and it will be of a lower quality than the one you bought. And so it's like I'm figuring out fast fashion is not a brand thing. You know, they talk about H&M, Primark, Matalan, New Look, whatever. But Marks and Spencer is doing the same stuff. And so it's just about going out and looking for things that are actually of good quality and looking at where they're sourcing the fabrics, whether it's organic cotton or viscose. I mean, for me, it is if I'm going to own few items of clothing, I want them to be good quality and I want them to be as ethical as they can be. That does not mean I'm not going to buy things which are not, I'm not going to be on a campaign, I'm going vegan and we should not buy from this or not. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, for me, this is what I want for myself. And then the next thing that is linked to minimalism is having a clutter-free and a clean house. If you've watched my videos, you will see I am on a race to get my house clean. It always seems to be an explosion, and then I'm trying to clean up. Cleaning the house is good, but I don't want to do this anymore. I don't want to have an explosion in my house where the house is always in a mess and I have to do a reset. It's tiring. I like to have a clean house, and I feel like I need to put things in place to make sure that my house is in a presentable state. Not presentable for the outside world. I don't have a lot of people coming to my house, but presentable for us who live in it, so that I feel like the more clutter there is, the more stressed out we are. A good example is our dining table. We seem to put a lot of stuff there, laundry there, and as a result, we don't eat on it. We eat in the front room. And if it were clean, we would eat there. We would have better family time, which is my first priority, family time. So for that reason, I want to have a cleaner house, less clutter, where we have access to the dedicated space, like the dining table, to be able to have meals as a family. And I feel like the clutter goes to a lot more spaces in our house. It's not just that we have a lot of shoes. Our child has a lot of shoes because he has a lot of activities, but he also has a lot of duplicates. And it's about minimizing that so that we don't have as much clutter. And that goes, having a clean house and clutter-free house goes hand in hand with the minimalism. And so those are the 6 categories I want to focus in. The first one being family, the second one being stress, the third one being finances, the fourth and fifth being minimalism and living in a clutter-free or a clean house, and the sixth one is my career. Now, I'm 41. If you asked me this when I was 20 something, I would say my career would have been at top, but my career is not at the top, but that does not mean I'm neglecting it. I already have things put in place. I wake up early and I get to work early, and I do about half an hour every day of just looking at material to do with my work, trying to better myself. But I want to be more intentional with that, where I'm dedicating half an hour every day to my career, whether it's going through past paper question is looking at conditions and learning how to manage different things, or even looking at my career path, what I need to be able to achieve to get into a specific specialist trading post. And I feel like the best time for me to do that is in the morning. It's either going to be in the morning when I wake up first thing at 5 o'clock, do that and then do my reading, or when I get to work, because I hate being late, so I'm always getting into places earlier than I should do. So whether it's getting to work earlier and looking at that before my work starts, and so that's going to be my my last item on there. And as a background, I remember as a medical student, I used to wake up at 4 o'clock and I would get 2 hours of studies every morning before 6 o'clock, get my child up, get them ready, and then drop him to breakfast club and then drive to uni. And that's how I passed my medical school without without failing and having a child. And I know I can do this because I've done it before. So it's just putting things in place. So going forward, this is just me putting out the intention of where I want to be. And I feel like I should be able to look at to give an update of each and one of these categories on a regular basis. Maybe it's on a monthly basis, but I'm giving myself 6 months. I should be able to come back at 6 months and look back and say, this is what has happened in the last 6 months. Have I achieved what I've meant, what I've intended to do, and where am I at my intentional living journey? And so that's what this video about. I hope you do like this video, and if you do, and if you're on your own journey, please let me know. Let me know what resources you use, because I could use any help I can get. And let me know what gets you at peace, what makes you get into that space where you're able to achieve whatever goals it is that you've set out for yourself. So thank you for watching this video, and hopefully see you soon in my next one.